Hi everybody, you're welcome once again. This Tina. Welcome to my channel, Numa Pearls TV. It's a lovely day. Happy to be alive, grateful to be bubbling with health. Yes, my topic for today is one that I've been planning to do for quite a while, because it brings some funny memories back. It's about how to deal with sexual harassment. The thing is, it's in two perspectives. How to deal with sexual harassment. Sexual harassment could be from a man to a woman, or it could be the woman harassing the man sexually. You say, what? Is that possible? Yes, it is possible, but usually it is men who do it, especially men who know that the lady they are demanding sex from is way beyond their league. Under normal circumstances, they will not even dare to go near her, talk less of making sexual demands on her. But because of the position of these men, they have what is called a law, undue influence over the woman. Maybe the man is her boss, or he's a lecturer or teacher in the school, or somebody that holds reign over her future, over her progress. And these men use that power to make demands on women. Say, if you don't succumb, well, just kiss your career bye. That thing you are looking for in this office, kiss it bye. And usually at first the woman will resist. Say, why would I, you are not the type of person I would like to sleep with in the first place. Why would I want to do a thing like that? Say, well, if you feel too big, then you go. Some of these women could be married. They say, look, man, I'm married. Although I work under you, you are my boss, you are my lecturer, I'm married. You cannot expect me to sleep with you. You say, oh, you are married, isn't it? Oh, good. If you know you are married, then you stay at home with your husband. The situation is that bad. It has gotten so bad now that in places where such sexual harassment are carried out by men and they get away with it with impunity, the men even may not have undue influence over this woman. Maybe a man has a friend who is the woman's boss or lecturer. He'll just say, oh man, I saw this babe. I learned she's one of your students. Or I learned you are her boss and I want her. And she's trying to be difficult. How about just putting in the screw a bit? She just has to succumb because I want her. The man will say, oh, don't worry, I'll get her for you. And usually the harassment starts. So you have a situation where men from all over are doing this thing. It is very common in places like Africa, in African countries, in Asian countries, where it is a man's world, where men dominate. It is what they want that takes reign. Then on the other side of the coin, you have Potiphar's wives. That's married women who hunt after men. Then you have, even among these students, you have girls who don't want to study. They just want the easy way out. And they are ready to go hunting, for lecturers who will sleep with them and give them top marks. Also in the offices, you have women who want the quickest way out, quickest way to the top. They are ready to sleep with their bosses. They go to seduce men, knowing that those men will give them a leg up in their career. So it's a two-way thing, like I said in the beginning. It happens even inside the church. There are these young ladies that I'm mentoring. You ask some of them in the church that, how far with your guy, your engagement? Say, auntie, the guy has dumped me for another girl in the church. What happened? I don't know. I think I started noticing a change in him after I refused to have sex with him. This is a man who says he's born again. He was telling me that we should start having sex. He was demanding sex. I said, where is that written in the Bible? He said, nowadays though, you have to know whether you are compatible sexually, and that you have to know each other well so that you will not run into trouble after you're married. And I said, no, I'm very sorry, I can't do that. What is the guarantee that after you have slept with me, that you are going to marry me? Maybe that is how you have been going around sleeping with women, promising them marriage, then sleeping with them and just phasing out. He said, okay, let's keep on praying. The next thing I saw, he started moving with another girl. And, you know, there are girls in the church who are desperate for marriage. They are ready to do anything a man wants, so far as the bear misses. So there are girls who are willing to sleep with men before marriage. So if you are saying no, if a man is demanding sex and you are saying no, a brother is demanding sex, always demanding sex and saying no, you will just dump you. That's what's happening. So for people to hold on to, for women to hold on to their engagement now, they believe they have to succumb sexually, which is very sad because that's not scriptural. So even in the church, it is happening. So this story where anytime I remember, I just laugh. Many years ago, there was this woman. She had 2 daughters in the university, you know. So one of them just came and said, Mom, I'm tired. I can't go back to that university. I can't do it anymore. I said, why? I said, this. I said, but why didn't you tell me before? I said, if I told you, what can you do to stop these men from harassing me sexually? They want to sleep with me. And I'm saying no. I'm saying no. They want to sleep with me and my sister. They say we are stubborn, we are arrogant. So, I mean, why would we do a thing like that? We are Christians, we can't do a thing like that. And the way we are brought up, we don't sleep with married men. These men are married men with children. The woman said, oh, you know, she got us, so let's go. So she went with them to the uni, went to the Student Affairs Office. This is somewhere in an African country, specifically in Nigeria, and reported. Incidentally, the Student Affairs Officer was a lady. She told the lady that this is my trip, this is the reason for my trip. My daughters are complaining that some lecturers here, first of all, it was one of them. Then when they said no, that one went and connected with the other lecturers who also came that since you have refused to sleep with any of us here, you are not going to graduate. So these are things that are happening. You remember recently there was a man that was caught on tape. This one was not hearsay or them say. He was caught on tape demanding sex from one of his students. This was a top lecturer, a leader in his church, telling the girl on the phone that I have to sleep with you 5 times. The girl said, oh wow, but we agreed 1 time now. He said, no, it's no longer 1 time. Since you told me you were doing your period, you were trying to play on my intelligence. Now, because of doing that, I'm going to increase it to 5 times. You have to sleep with me 5 times before you can pass. If you're not ready to do it, if you feel that your boyfriend is not happy about it, or you prefer to stay with your boyfriend, okay, good. But as far as I know, you have to do it 5 times openly. And till today, we don't know, we have not heard that anything happened to that man. Nothing has happened to him. He's still in his job, you know. So the lady went and reported. So in the process, so she demanded that she wanted that lecturers to be brought to face her daughter to deny the charges. So the student affairs officer said, no, we can't do that. We don't do that here. You know, this is an allegation. We can't just go and bring the lecturer to come and start arguing with your daughter. So the woman was angry. She raised her voice. So, you know, there was this people passing on the heard her what she was saying, because she was saying, I sent my daughters here to get degrees, not to come and be sleeping with men. Why can't they just allow these girls to study, get their degrees and go? Why would they want to be sleeping with people's daughters? After all, they are not the ones paying the school fees. So the student affairs officer say, oh, madam, you have not done it well. By coming here to shout, you have spoiled everything for your daughters. Exactly, that was her word. You know, these men, there is nothing we can do to stop them. Most of them get this job in university because that is their only access to the beautiful, young, succulent girls that are coming in fresh. The lecturers know that this is the only way they can get these girls. They see these girls as their fringe benefits. They don't mind the meager lecturer's salary because they know at the end of the day they can always pick the ones they will sleep with and just put the screw on her. After the first session, she still saying no. She slammed down. By the time she spends 6 years in university instead of 4, she would know that they are not joking. So the woman said, what? You mean these men are allowed to go away with this? He said, the woman said, yes. What can we do? How can we stop them? You know, there are women who have, girls who have gotten them on tape. Gotten these men on tape that they try to sleep with them, even video them. What happened? The girls will be asked to leave the university and the man will retain his job. There was a case like that in Abu Zaid University some years ago. There was one Judith. Herself and her boyfriend and his friends planned for this professor who was harassing her. She invited the man to her room, waited for the man to undress, then she seized his clothes. And the students came in and videoed the man naked on her bed. And everything had demanded, the way he has been harassing this girl, everything was on tape. Yet, what happened? He went away scot-free. Judith was suspended from the university till tomorrow. And when you are a girl, you are suspended because you are a troublemaker, because you dared to protest against sexual harassment. Every other university you go to in that country, they are waiting for you there. The men there, they are waiting for you there because they know you are a troublemaker. You will not allow them to sleep with you. So when you get there, the same thing will start happening. You said harassment. So where do you go? If you live in the West, in places like, you know, here in the UK, in the US, Europe, or wherever, you know you are safe. It is not done, it is taboo. Any man who dares, the men know it, so they won't even do it. If you dare harass the woman to demand for sex from her in the office because you are her boss, because you are her lecturer, then you can start to kiss your job goodbye. You can't do it. You can't harass women sexually. So we are safe here. In fact, that student affairs officer told the woman, said, look, madam, I will advise you, if you cannot bear it for people to sleep with your daughters, take them abroad to escape from all. Because I know your daughters, they are very beautiful girls. They cannot escape it. They will not allow them to rest. Just take your daughters, let them go to school abroad. That's it. So she said, okay. So I learned one of them is a leader in a church. The woman said, yes, I'm going to report him in his church. I will report him. Maybe that will stop him. She went to the church, reported these men. Nothing happened. The men continued the harassment. So she kept quiet. So what she did, so she told the student affairs, so she came back, she said, these men have continued to harass my daughters. My daughters have 2 receipt papers because they have refused to sleep with these men. Okay, tell them that I said I'm going to show them that I'm from Isolu. I will show them that I'm from Isolu. Isolu is a town that is notorious for apologies. Isolu indigenous. Somewhere, you know, Isolu is somewhere in the, is it Kwara, former Kwara Kogi State in Kaba district. They are notorious for powerful juju. So, and this woman kept to her word. So she laced her daughters with jars. She laced them with some jars. So she told the girls, succumb. When these men want to come and sleep with you, tell them, yes, you can come. Called up. One of them got dressed, went to the lecturer was there. I said, madam, are you still being stubborn or you are ready? And I said, oh, why should I be stubborn? You are a very handsome man. And I wasn't really being stubborn. I was just being careful because I don't want your wife to come and fight me. Say, okay, are you ready? And I say, yes. So they arranged, you know, where these men take girls to. So the girl there, the girl opened her leg. The man tried to penetrate. He tried. He couldn't. He couldn't. So he said, what is wrong with you? Why don't you open the thing well? They said, look, it's wide open. Enter now. He tried. He couldn't. So he left. He said, okay, next time, tomorrow, whether you like it or not, I don't know what you did, but I know you did something because I'm an African man and I know you have done something on yourself. I'm going to penetrate you whether you like it or not. The guy said, okay. That night, when the man got up, he couldn't speak anymore. His penis could not get up anymore. They rushed him to the hospital. They checked everything. He was there for days, going to weeks, nothing. Said his whole body started swelling. To cut the long story short, he was taken from hospital to hospital. By the time it was exam time, he wasn't even himself, talk less of marking anybody's papers. So the girl was able to scale through because that man was no longer there to sit on her papers and to give her failure marks. She scaled through. So the man, people were asking, what happened to you? He said, since the day I tried, he was telling his friends, that girl fear her. Since the day I tried to penetrate her, that was when, from that minute, that was when this problem started. Then one lecturer said, yes, the same thing happened to me. It happened to me, but I thought maybe because I had kidney problem already, so I thought maybe the thing had escalated. That he was having problem urinating, having problem having erection, So the bottom line is that these men, medical science could not help them. They had to be carried from one herbal hospital to the other. It got to a point where when they went to one of the native doctors, that one told them that there was the last woman you tried to sleep with. Go and make that woman, go and compensate her. Then you will have your solution. So this mother was surprised she was in her house. She just saw entourage from this lecturer's family. And they said, Madam, please, this. The woman said, I don't know what you people are talking about. So he tried to sleep with my daughter. And if he tries to sleep with is my daughter the only girl he has been sleeping with? Yeah, that's how he has been sleeping with girls in the university. Go and try it elsewhere. They said, no, but your daughter was the last woman he tried to penetrate. He said, oh, well, that's good. So, well, I don't know what you're talking about. So let him find his solution elsewhere. So there was a lot of begging, pleading. Another entourage came made up of women from the man's family, including his mother, kneeling down, begging this woman. So the woman said, yes, I did it. That would teach him and men like him. Since he refused to listen to the word of God, I went to report him in his church. He would not listen. He was a law unto himself, harassing my daughter for years. We're not talking of months, years. Semester after semester. Now let him pay the price. So they said, please. To cut the long story short, they begged this woman and they made a deal. They said that she will be settled with 3 million naira. They said, yes, we will pay. Because she told them that if you don't pay that money, that's how your son, his penis will not work. For daring to try to penetrate my daughter, then for seeing my daughter's nudity. And his penis will not work, and he will keep on swelling and swelling until he will burst and he will die. He said, if you doubt me, go and ask. And from his son, I did it to him. Come and see. Come and see. They said, what? They said, yes. So they agreed. And why are you laughing? And they paid her the money, and then she went to wherever she did it. She brought back a concoction and gave them, said, give him to drink and to put in his bath water. And they did, and he was okay. That's the long and short of the story. So the news spread that those two girls, that woman's daughters, all the men say, don't go near them. This thing I'm telling you is the true story. It's not fabrication. Everybody knew it. Say, don't go near them. They are laced with terrible juju. Your penis will not work. Resulting to otumoko, as our people say, or jazz, is a bit outlandish in solving sexual harassment. Especially if you are in a place where, as a woman, you have nobody to turn to. to complain. Your parents cannot do much. Even your husband, if you go home and say, look, I'm being harassed in the office, or I'm due for promotion or for this cause, but I'm being bypassed for women who are ready to play ball. There's nothing he can do. What do you do? The first thing I would advise any woman to do is document it, the sexual harassment. Make sure you catch these men on tape. Catch them on tape. Secretly tape them. If you know how to use a mobile phone, you should be able to tape somebody or video secretly. Pretend as if you are using your mobile phone and make sure you tape the demands, this sexual harassment. Now, if you go and report, like I said, in some cases you make the matter worse. I learned that in those countries there are bodies set up to protect women. But I mean, protect women. If you are protected from this man, what of the other men? So when you do that, you make sure you get them on tape. Most of the women who have come forward, either in the church to report church leaders that they slept with them, the leaders had been able to escape. Why? Those women didn't have documentary proof. They just came and said, oh, this man slept with me. I have it. He was giving me money. I have bank statement. And these men, he bought me a car, whatever. They were able to use their position and their money to kill the story. Or they were able to harass these women with the police, with the legal system. They were able to send death threats or even attempt to kill off these women. Make sure you get them videoed, electronic taping, and put that sexual harassment on the internet. For all it is worth, it might not stop the men, but at least it will show us, the world, the type of people these men are. And maybe that will be a sort of check on other men. Now, if you are living in a society where women are protected, even in this society, there are still men who have come in with that mentality from wherever they came from, that women are just there for them to stretch their hands and grab and sleep with them. Such men, you have to deal with them. You have to make them know that the rubbish they are doing in that country where they came from, they cannot bring the rubbish here. They cannot bring that rubbish here. Make sure you catch them on tape as usual. There are so many, you have so many avenues where such men can be dealt with. Once you are able to document the sexual harassment, you take to the police. You have to report to the police. You have to take it up officially with them. If the man is your boss, you have to write an official complaint against him. If he's your lecturer, oh fine. Such men, what will happen is, since they have no fear of God or of men, then when they lose their jobs, they will lose their jobs. As far as I know, in the UK, like I said before, you have to just free yourself. If you're in those type of countries where the laws are just there, the laws are not working to protect women, you just have to revise stuff to free yourself. We can't all start doing juju. It's not scriptural. It doesn't. It has implications as well. So what do? Of course, you have to be strong, physically and spiritually, in saying no. And you should be ready, because you know that when you say no, there are repercussions for saying no to such men or women. So the first thing to do is, if you are being harassed and the thing is having an impact on you psychologically and physically, just document it. Make sure you take it up with that person. Of course, if it doesn't work out, if it makes the matter worse, put it on the internet. Let the whole world see it. So if you find yourself in that position, I know some young girls, some of them have even stopped going to school. They will say, I'd rather not go to school. They stop going to school, stop going to college, just because of the constant demand for sex from these randy men who have no shame, who have no scruples, who have no morals. Even if the girl says, look, I'm born again, I'm a daughter of God, I cannot do this. Oh, you're a daughter of God. Oh, we are all children of God. So what do? When this thing is doing your head in, you have nobody to, especially in those countries where you have nobody to turn to. Who are you going to report the men to? If you are in a university, in an African country, Asian country, who are you going to report to? Now, in such places where there is nobody, nowhere to go to seek redress, everywhere you turn to, even the policeman you are going to report to also wants to sleep with you. In the church, if you report that a church leader is trying to be funny with you, they will say, oh, you are a rebel, a loose cannon, a troublemaker, you'll be marked. And if you work in an office, if you dare report your boss that is making sexual advances to you, in fact, who are you going to report to? The other women there will just be looking at you, they will laugh, say this one is just maybe she's from abroad, she doesn't know what happens here, because you find out that most of the women in that office, they are sleeping with the man. It's either they slept with him in the past to get that job, or they are still sleeping with him to maintain the job. So when you come with your holier than thou attitude, in quotes, they'll say, oh, where does this one think she is? You want to come and start bringing all those foreign ideas into this place that a man will not sleep with you. If you don't want them to sleep with you, stay in your house now. So the thing is so rampant. You can't get as a lady, especially if you are very attractive. You always find these men there waiting for you to hinder your progress. If you are a student, oh, Lord have mercy. There are ladies who have spent 7 years to do a 3 or 4 year degree course just because they have refused to sleep with lecturers. They will keep repeating that class. Am I saying that all the women who have graduated or who have had promotions in their jobs have had to sleep with either their bosses or their lecturers or whoever? Is that what I'm saying? No. What I'm saying is that some women have been very unfortunate to come into contact with men who are abusive, who abuse the power they have over them, who abuse the power they have to determine their future in their career as students or as workers, or who abuse the power of being employers, so that they are the hurdle that woman has to pass through to get to wherever she wants to get to. That's what I'm saying, that once some men have that power, they abuse it. They see it as an opportunity to start to demand for sex. So you either sleep with me, or so there's sexual blackmail, there's sexual harassment, and there's just meanness about it, because some of them really, if you don't succumb, you don't get what you want. It has grown to the level that in some places, especially in those parts of the world where I mentioned before, women have come to accept it as part of their life. They will tell you, oh, what can we do? If you don't allow them to sleep with you, you won't graduate, you won't get a job, you won't get this, you won't get that. It has even translated into married women accepting certain behavior from their husbands. Say, oh, that's how men are. No, that's not how men are. There are still men who are decent. Men who know that if a woman is under you, maybe you have a power over her, maybe as her boss or whoever, it doesn't give you the right to demand for sex from her. Even if it is your family business, your family owns that business, that does not give you the right to sleep with the women there. If you are a church leader, that does not give you the right to sleep with the women in the church, both the single and married ones. They are not there for you. They are there to worship God, not to worship you. And if, it's so bad that even principals of secondary school, you have girls of 12, 14 having sex, and demanding sex, because the younger and the prettier these girls are, the more attractive they are to these sexual predators. Those are what I'm saying. And am I saying that it is only the men who are doing the harassment? No. There are women that we can call Potiphar's wives. Remember Potiphar in the Bible, who harassed, she was hitting on Joseph until she ran away, and he paid the consequences because she accused him falsely and he ended up in jail. There are women like that. Maybe they are your boss, the man's boss, or maybe domestic servants, seeing this fine young man or whoever, and wanting, and or there's just some married women who go out there hunting for men to sleep with, because they will tell you, my husband is doing it, I don't even know where he is right now, so I too, I must do my own. So you have women like that, they harass men sexually, they demand for sex. Not necessarily cougar ladies. Cougar ladies are older women who prefer younger men. I'm talking of women who have power to determine a man's future, and they use that power to force him into sexual relationships with them. Either way you look at it, whether it's the man doing it or the woman, it's not acceptable. The person who is the victim, it could be so disgusting, and it could be so off-putting to you as the victim. So that is it. That's what I'm trying to say. Whichever way we have these people in this society. And fortunately, for some parts of the country, the women there can protest. I was joking when the hashtag Me Too stuff was going on seriously last year. I asked some of my friends back in Nigeria, I said, oh ladies, why are we not hearing from you guys over there? The hottest topic here now is Me Too. They said, I said, oh, but don't you have this type of men, powerful men, who insist on having sex with women? They said, oh, you should know better than that, Tina. We have them plenty, but what can we do? If we can mount everybody is mounting Me Too campaign. You want us to mount it here? We can't. You know, like people say that the cow that has no tail, it is God that drives flies for that cow. We have them here, but what can we do? There are no laws protecting us here. Although we have all these organizations who say they are protecting girls and women from sexual harassment or from domestic violence, but for how long? If you go to these people, okay, they will say, we'll call the man, the man ends up with a rap on the knuckle. Say, okay, don't do so again. She's a woman. These people are weaker vessels. We have to handle them with care. And they will tell the woman, she's your guy. Go and cook. If you like spending and pound yam for you, cook for so that he will not beat you again. And to the girl who is being harassed in her office, in her university, they will say, Yusuf, all this your makeup and your dressing, tone it down. When you tone it down, these men will leave you alone. No. There are women girls who don't even put on makeup, they don't put up earrings. Yes. Just to not to attract these men, yet the men just zero in on them. And in such a situation where men get away with murder, literally, many men have killed their wives. In such parts of the world, nothing happened. What can a woman do? Seriously, what can a girl do? People have resorted to outlandish, diabolical means, women, to free themselves, because let's face it, it's the women who have to do something, organize themselves to free themselves from all this sexual harassment. The people who are doing the harassing, the oppressors, the oppressor will never give his victim, the oppressed, the key to the cell. Say you can go now. No, it is the oppressor who has to fight for him or herself to go free. So this friend of mine was telling me, we just had that one of our lecturers, that he was sick in hospital, he was vomiting blood. It was a few weeks to our final exam. We say, what's going to happen now? See this lecturer now, he's in hospital. So one day the girl came to meet me, said, Tina, she was crying. She said, Tina, do you know that this is our lecturer? Some of them are, they can make you to sin against God. They are what we call Munishi or long. I said, what are you talking? He said, do you know that our lecturer in the hospital, I was the one who put rat poison in his pepper soup and suya. The man has been disturbing me for sex. And once they see exam coming like that is when they will be putting more heat to the man. He has been making my life miserable. So I said, oh, let me just get rid of this man. I didn't want to kill him. I just want him to be hospitalized. So during the time we will do the final exam and they will mark our papers, he will not be around to mark my papers. Because I was fed about her. I just want to graduate and go. This is my final year. This man has been disturbing me, asking for sex, all the time sex. So I said, what am I going to do? So I just went and bought rat poison. So I told him, I said, okay, let's go out. So, you know, I went to the guest house. So when he wasn't looking, I just put the rat poison in the pepper soup, in his own bowl of pepper soup. Then when we finished, when we were driving, you know, when we were driving away, I said, oh, there's this, you remember there's this place they buy suya. I want to eat suya. So he said, I said, no, you stay in the car. Let me go. Just see the suya man there. You know, I'm the woman. Let me go. I know what you like. I'll just select. So he gave her money. So she went and bought the suya. When she was coming, she put, you know, it was 2 wraps, her own and his. So she just put poison in his suya. And he ate it because she wanted to be doubly sure. She wasn't sure that the one she put in pepper soup will work. So she added another one. Then she said, oh, please, oh, help me to pray. I don't want a woman's soul to perish in my hand. You know, I'm praying that the man will not die. The man did not die, but he was sick for a long time. Long after we finished that session in uni, everybody, we all went on holiday. He was still in hospital. Even when we came back in October, he was still there. Because the poison really did a lot of damage in him. But by then, the girl was gone. She was free from him. So those are the extent people will go to. That's apart from the story of the woman who laced her daughters with juju. So that any man who slept with them, if they didn't want that man to sleep with them, a day before they go and do the thing, she gave them what to drink. If one of those men who had been harassing her daughters in the secondary school, she had 2 daughters, say, drink this. Tell the man to come and do. So that's just it. That's why if you are a man and you are doing this type of thing over there where women are not protected, you just continue. You know, 2 things will happen. Is either you will lose your life, or I believe that the women, they are going to organize themselves one day. A time will come soon when you will not be able to harass these girls and these women anymore. That power will be taken from you. It's either you will be on record, there will be a sexual abusers register open for you, so that you will not be able to get any job, to the extent that you will be the boss or the lecturer to use your power to abuse women. I believe that that day will come, and it's coming fast, because with the advancement in technology and awareness among women, they are going to organize themselves, because it's the women who have to free themselves from sexual predators. Like in the West here, the women fought for it. No man now can be bold enough to come out openly to say, oh, you have to sleep with me or else. You can't do it. If you do it, you know you'll be in deep gumbo soup. If you go and start harassing girls in their schools, in their university, or you start harassing women in the offices, you are going to lose your job. You end up in prison, and then it will be very difficult for you to get another job, because your name will be on the sexual abusers register. So anywhere you go, there will be, when they put your name in the system, in the computer, there will be an alert that this person is a sexual predator, harasses women for sex. That is it, no job for you. So that is what has helped women in the West. They are able to move freely. Or am I saying that there are women who don't hit on men here? Yes, some women don't want to work and wait for their turns to earn their promotion in the way they should. They want accelerated success, accelerated promotion. Some want all the goodies attached to dating their boss, so they are ready to even go and start seducing. They are the one who will ask. Then in the university, there are girls who don't want to study, but they want to pass their exams. So those girls too would be held responsible for whatever happens to them. So you ladies wherever you are harassed, like I said before, document it. If it's in the church, you document it, so that their wives will not come and say, don't just take pictures of the men. Their wives will not come and say the pictures are Photoshop, if you know what I'm talking about. Make sure you get these men on video. There are little recording devices that you can put on your person, inside your bra, inside your hair. You know, you just put it there. You can put it inside your collar there. Record their voices. Like the lady that the man was asking her for sex 5 times on the phone. Record their voices, record their faces, record if you can make them to undress, you record it and you run away. And let us see how they can deny it, how their wives can say it is Photoshop. You know, they are always their wives who will be the first person to come out to defend them. When these women know perfectly that this is their husbands are sleeping with women, harassing women for sex, but they will be the first people to come out to defend their husbands. So you have to do it right. Don't do a shabby work and say, oh, this man has been harassing me. Where is your proof? Or this bishop or this pastor has been having sex with me. Where is your proof? If you don't do a good job, there's no man that you accuse. He will deny it. Like that lecturer who was asking for sex 5 times. Somebody came out and said when she was in the uni 20 years ago, this man did the same thing to her. Which means he has been harassing girls in the uni habitually. 20 years ago, that this same man was harassing her for sex. So they are there. These men are there in the schools, in the university, in the workplace, all over. They are there harassing women, demanding for sex. They see it as their entitlement. No, women are not your entitlement. Even if you own that office, they are not. They are there to work and earn their pay. They are not there to sleep with you. So over to you, women. Sexual harassment. There's no man will come and free you from it. The men will not free it, but you have to free yourself. You have to organize yourself and make sure that you put your foot down and say, no, enough is enough. Enough is enough. Well, you say, who will bail the cat? I'm not saying anybody should bail the cat. You bail the cat individually. Protect yourself from sexual harassment. When they know that you are not going to take it lightly, they stop. I just wish that the day will come when men will learn to keep their hands to their pockets and they will keep their pants up for their own sake. Because once you have taken that line of being harassing women sexually, you are undermining yourself, exposing yourself to a lot of unpleasant consequences. You have a good day. This Pearls TV, Tina signing off and say thank you for stopping by. You have a good day. So I'll see you in the gym. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a thumbs up. So bye-bye.